in the final games of the series, going 22-12 today, looking to take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox, make it a happy flight to Cincinnati. Of course, we're still waiting in a rain delay at the moment, but Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza will eventually have the call from Fenway Park. Right now, they join us live with a preview. Hi there, Joe.
Hi, John. The team split the first 2 games of this series, and if you want to find the story, you could find it with 2 strikes really on both sides.
You know, and the Dodgers, and we've seen it so much in the wins, when they had 2-strike hit, and that's what they did in game 1, just putting the ball in play, making things happen. 15 Ks in that game 2, Joe. When I look at the reason why they couldn't get the offense going past that first inning, it was the swing and miss.
Garrett Crochet had a big part to do with that. The guy that the Red Sox throw at him today is Walker Buehler, familiar foe, and it's going to be fun to watch him face the Dodgers.
Yeah, it was cool to see him get his ring on Friday, but also just knowing the emotions that Walker Buehler is going to bring. But how are those emotions going to show up? Because it can go one of 2 ways. He's a different dude than he was in LA, especially his early days. He knows that, but he pitches with so much passion and competition that I feel like he's going to bring out his best stuff.
When's it going to happen? When are we going to do it? You got any weather update for us?
Yeah, I think 20 minutes after the game's supposed to start.
Okay.
It's like sprinkling out. We're in Boston.
Right,
you can't play in some sprinkle, guys. I mean, come on.
What are we doing?
Well, what are you guys doing? It looks like it's going to be eventually a day that we can get some baseball in. Joe and Jessica, we'll see you guys coming up at 15 minutes. Maybe have a little extra coffee, get some food out there in the north end. I don't know, but an early start time today, it means we're going to give the players a chance to rest for a bit. Today's Dodger Voice brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Dave Roberts with more on Mookie Betts and the usage of Blake Trinan and his return from the injured list.
I think the only thing that I'm going to be mindful of is the up down. But I think to come into an inning of leverage, I got no problem, to do a back to back. But probably, if an inning gets longer as far as pitch count, being more mindful. But outside of that, normal usage.
Mookie back late last night, but have an opportunity to be in the lineup today. How much do you think that'd be able to just free his mind up a little bit?
I hope so. I hope coming to a familiar ballpark where he had a lot of success, fans adored him. I hope that kind of taps into some familiarity of success where that feeling translates to him in the batter's box. So that's my hope. But having him in here is a good thing, and him taking the at bat last night was big for the guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing number 50 out there.
Freddie Freeman's 16th career walk-off wrapped up the homestand in style on Wednesday. Our top 10 plays of the week coming up next. California Toyota Nomar. It is Boston, longtime Red Sox, an icon there. So, of course, you have the honors today.
Well, I'm going to pick an icon there. And, obviously, it's good that he's back. We see them. Obviously, we're also thinking of him as well, what he had to endure. But I'm thinking Mookie Betts, going back into familiar batter's box, just kind of taking on with that emotion as well, the environment. I think he has a big day.
You know what? I got to go with the big show. 11 RBIs over his last 7 games. I think Walker Buehler is going to stay away from him, but also think Walker Buehler, because of his pride, he's going to challenge Shohei Otani with a fastball up. I think Shohei Otani is going to go right over that monster.
I'm going to take a guy who absolutely loves swinging the bat there at Fenway Park. He's already homered in the first 2 games of this series. Teoscar Hernandez with a hat trick, hitting his 3rd home run of this series. They're going to throw the hats. Dodger fans are going to throw their hats on the field. Why not for Teoscar Hernandez? Nomar, you were just Mookie Betts a moment ago. Mookie struggles this season at the plate have been well chronicled, but this is a much different thing here, dealing with a death in the family, hopefully being around his baseball family, being back there in Boston where he's still very much the loved player, and maybe just being back out on the field playing baseball again will help.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging. Obviously you're going out there with a heavy heart, but also when you're with your baseball family, there is a different feeling. And then there are times where you try to say, okay, maybe I can take my mind off of it just for a little while as I'm going out there and playing a game that you love. And then you're also going into a park that you're familiar with where you had so much success as well, and also where the fan base loves you. So it's not, you're going to a place where they're going to cheer him. They're going to give him ovation. We heard that even when he came in to pinch hit, in last night's game. You can feel the love. So hopefully, knowing that you're going to go through a routine and get ready to go out there and start and get your mind right and get focused, that he's able to play well. But obviously, we're thinking about him. Obviously, it's hard to go out there because you have family members that you're thinking about and are still with you. But then you also say, I got to channel that to go out there and perform.
hearts and prayers go out to him and his family, but sometimes familiarity helps you with that in that situation. And so for him to get back into the lineup, get back into the fold, his teammates appreciate and love and respect him. I agree with you, Nomar, 1,000%. He's going to be just fine.
All right, we will have a rain delay, but then the series finale from Fenway Park. Dodgers trying to take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. Let's head it out to Boston. Joe and Jessica, take it away.
All right, John, we're going to have to wait just a little bit to play the final game of this series. The rain has fallen all morning, but it's clearing out, and we just got an update. This game will begin roughly 2:15. What is that, 11:15 back in Los Angeles. Joe Davis, thank you. Did that quick on the spot, too. Joe Davis, Jessica Mendoza, Kirsten Watson join us again in just a moment. And, man, nasty, but looks like it's going to clear up. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, and that's what we saw Friday. We saw some thunderstorms and lightning, and then the sun came out. It's kind of Boston in the summer, what you're going to get. One of the things, though, watching this series, that it feels like a home game. And I know the weather doesn't feel like that, but the stands, when Otani hit that home run yesterday, I mean, absolute explosion. It felt like 80% of the fans were from LA.
All right, we'll see here in about 45 minutes. Sounds like going to get this game started. We'll update that if it changes again. But the Dodgers and Red Sox will play the final game of this 3-game series coming up in just a bit.
Absolutely loving and being loved from everyone around him here.
Curveball for a strike on Otani. Drew a walk his first time. Buehler's issued 2 of those, but has not given up a hit. Two and one. It's left-handed hitters that have done the majority of the damage against Buehler this year. He's been dominant against righties. Lefties, though, 320. That's the highest average in the AL. And that's a line drive of a base hit into center field for Otani. We were talking his first time up, the lack of non-home run hits. There's one right there, his 4th. The last 3 weeks, hit at 109.
I was going to say, he gets any more underneath this, they would have been out here with the exit velocity, 109 miles an hour, gets a cutter, middle in, drives right up the middle. Good to see him on base. We've seen him on base with walks, but with hits too, I'm sure it feels good for him. Loves the long ball, of course, but we saw with the at-bat with Freeman, just unable to kind of really get good control of it. We've seen it miss a lot down.
Brennan Bernardino warming in the Red Sox bullpen as Otani takes away. Rip and a miss. He does not get cheated.
I mean, Teo felt the bat speed on deck.
Yeah.
I think he'll knock you down.
Breeze. Ground ball has eyes. Base hit to right center. And Otani's been on all 3 times. Betts races to third.
Beautiful job. Look at where this pitch is. Change up low and away. I mean, Shohei Otani, the levers that he's got. Look at the reach to be able to go on a pitch that's that far from his body and just get enough. Seen so many home runs hit opposite field, but here poking it through at 86. Dude that can hit 110 regularly.